What is going on, everyone? It is Purple Haze. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully everyone's doing well on this Sunday. Is this camera good? This camera, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, I have a light on I don't want to have on. But hopefully everybody's doing well today. We're gonna play a little bit of South of Midnight. I saw, Rouser, your comment. No worries, you did. I didn't stream it. I didn't stream it when I first got it. So, but yeah, it is my third time. Mic is low. Okay, good. Like I said, there was a lot of things that was wrong. Let me see. How about now? Let me know now. Is it still low? Hey, Holtz, what's going on? Holtz, you have set off a firestorm in my head. So, I am trying to do, there's a whole thing. If y'all have not seen, Doc Dark and Cowboy have both made videos about one of the things I said. And so I am testing it out. And Holtz, you are at the center of it. I am going back to your comment a week and a half ago about Nintendo Switch. And I'm trying to recreate what you said, which is, if I have a game, can I lend the game out to someone else and we play multiplayer at the same time? And so I'm doing this. Like, this is like a huge thing right now. This is like my Sunday experiment. Because they're coming for me, y'all. They're coming for Perp. So I'm just trying to see if I can get it to work. Hey, J Man, what's going on? Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, I'm just talking about the experiment that I'm doing. I'm trying to see if, and I'm trying to do it. I can for sure do it on Xbox. I can do it on Switch. I only have one PlayStation 5, but if I can't do it on those two, I'm going to say I can't do it on PlayStation 5 either. Because if y'all know, there's actually one game I actually do own on multiple systems that is multiplayer. So I'm doing this with Diablo. So, more to come. Working on my Switch 2 direct video. Ooh, I need to see yours. What, my direct video? Oh, I have a couple of them coming out. Today, I think what I do for the members, the pricing one, there's like 4 or 5 of them. I filmed them all at the end of, let me get over here. I filmed them all at the end of the last podcast, or Shades of Pearl on Thursday. So I have like 4 or 5 of them coming on. Purple, I'll happily give you my credentials for Switch and you can access my library of games, and then we'll see what happens when the update happens. No, well, what I want to do, it's not your library of games that I'm curious. It's not a library of games that I'm curious about. What I'm curious about is accessing your library of multiplayer games, and we both play the same multiplayer game at the same time. That's what I'm curious about. So like with Diablo, I can do that, right? Theoretically in Diablo, I should be able to loan myself and I have 2 Purple Haze accounts. One has an A in it, one has an E in it. And I did that a long time ago. Don't ask me why. So I want to see if I can lend it out to the other one, and then I have 2 Purple Haze characters at the same time in a multiplayer game. I don't think I can do it, but they're telling me I can. And the reason why that's important is because the Switch 2 showed that they can do that. That I can lend out a game to someone else, and we play the same multiplayer game at the same time. Now, granted, I don't think that's for every Switch multiplayer game, but the fact that they're experimenting with it, I'm cool with. So that's kind of my thing. Like I'm setting up y'all are like, can we do this? I don't think we can, but maybe. Yep, I've never had a problem setting a primary and secondary device on consoles or hell and playing online experiences, though you do have to have online subscriptions. Yeah, that's not a... But it's so you play with your niece and nephew. Like, you give them Mario Kart. You have Mario Kart. And y'all both play Mario Kart at the same time. That's what I'm kind of... And I'm not even talking about Mario Kart. I'm talking about Diablo. That's what I want to know. But we're going into this game. South of Midnight. So I actually started over for y'all. So I have been playing it. I want to see if I can get to where I'm at. I don't know if I can.
Down in the deep south,
Let me know if
folks
y'all can
spin
hear it, because this
tales
first
about
part is
the
very important.
grand tapestry, an invisible weave holding our world together. They say the grand tapestry is torn by folk
Hey, Whit.
sorrows. And these damaged threads give rise to the evil spirits called Haze. But every great while, a mighty storm brews, awakening a powerful force. A weaver, gifted with the power to reach into the past and mend folks' deep wounds.
So, y'all, this will
With
be
enchanted hooks and hands,
live
this
on
weaver
Game
can
Pass
banish
tomorrow.
Haze and reweave the
So if you want to
tapestry's
check it out,
thread,
check it out tomorrow. I bought it,
restoring the land so life can bloom again, fresh and
like
new.
the deluxe edition. And so that's why I've been able to play it. I've been enjoying it.
The last weaver vanished long ago, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, can you be in the
Our
same
tale
race at the
begins
same time?
deep in the heart of Chickasaw County, in a speck of a town called Prospero, where the last weaver was last seen. That evening,
Like, can you
Hazel's
team up and
mama
be in the
was
same
running
race at the
late,
same time?
driving home through a storm that seemed hell-bent on drowning the whole South. Meanwhile, our Hazel is packing an emergency box, fixing to evacuate quickly. A hurricane
Crow, what's
brewing
going on?
the horizon, and a mighty big one at that.
So there's a storm going on, right? So that's the important. Well, I don't think it's that important so far.
Man, I miss singing on the bus with these guys. Wish we had another meet. Another medal, too. We was fast as hell. Mine should be back by now. Probably got sucked into work again. Typical. I shouldn't be doing all this packing by myself. But here I am. All right. What's coming with me?
So I thought, let's see, where was that thing I was looking for? It's kind of cool, her room and stuff. I swear she had Jackie Joyner Kersey. There it is, Flojo. All right.
And there goes the flash flood warnings. Like clockwork. That was the day Mama threw up on me after getting off that wacky world. Almost passed out from laughing so
This
hard.
has been the way since PlayStation 3 day. Smile yourself with Xbox off this road that Nintendo hard but failed. So Holtz, what do you mean that Nintendo offered it but failed?
She still had that kind of time for me.
Because that's my thing. If I can't do it now on Diablo, then I can't do it now on Diablo.
I asked Mama for a doll and got this thing instead. I know he's weird looking.
Crow
but
may know,
I can't help but love him.
but I don't know. See, it's such an odd use case that you would only be able to do it if you you can only really do it if you're that picture lights up. If you have
Things got
two
tense with Mama last time I visited you at
devices in the same
She'll
like
never
friend
explain
group
why
or
she
something.
and Grandma Bunny got bad blood.
So I don't know. Looks like the cover
I
of the
gotta start reminiscing
comic
and start
Hillbilly.
acting, for real.
I'll look at it. Which one? In her room?
Whew. It is really picking up out there. You ready to go?
I was over here all alone.
I'm sorry, I know. I swung by the shelter because there was a leak in the roof, and then I had to drive folks
So if I
back
don't
and
have
forth
the
to
ability
Jolene's
to do
ride
it,
out the
Holtz,
storm.
like, that's my
Besides,
thing.
You are young and spry, my little track star.
If they did it a while ago and I cannot do
You
it
got
now,
5 minutes.
then I
Let's
can't do
go.
it now.
Did you pack
That's like me
everything?
saying like
Mama, I'm grown. This ain't my first hurricane.
online
I know what to do.
multiplayer
As long as you didn't
on
forget the
console is free,
Flashlight
but
and
it's not now.
batteries.
Like,
You had the blankets?
I want to know
Yes,
if I can do it
because
now.
I have my
Hurricane checklist. Is that a smiley face?
Hey, Hazel.
Because that's the
sense.
argument people are doing.
Come on, Mama? We don't have room for my track shoes.
You know how expensive those things are. You best find somewhere to pack them.
Cowboy, I don't
And
think it's your
pack 'em
game
like-
though.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's my
What'd you
thing.
say?
I said.
Like I just don't think it's your
and
game.
pack
Like
'em like.
Pack a bag, then pack.
the story is good though.
Hey, pack your bag,
Um,
then pack.
Go
Go
like.
Like because for a couple of things, like it's very south, right? So I think that's kind
You
of cool.
think this place will still be here?
It's not like
after?
hard or anything, but it's a solid
I
story.
called Hurricane
So
Lulu and she said we good.
Mama, I'm serious.
it's like one of those if you like it, you
What
like
if
it.
it's
If you don't,
different this time?
You don't. That's not for you to worry about.
what is it?
And now we
It's
got
a decent
4 minutes.
story though.
Did you just suck your teeth in me?
Won't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Waste time?
That's not what I meant. It's just you left me to prep for a hurricane by myself.
Oh, I thought you was grown.
What if we called up Bunny and go over there? You know, the mansion with the hurricane-proof windows?
Now, you want to bring this up right now.
I'm just saying.
We are going to Jolene's church with everybody else, like we always do.
Whatever.
And don't roll your eyes.
It has nothing to do with female.
I wasn't
I
even
didn't say
looking
anything
at
about a
you.
woman.
I made
Right, I
those
think
eyes.
that-
I know when they
I didn't say
roll.
that.
I just don't understand why we can't
But
go
I'm just
over
saying
there.
it's
Bunny still can.
it's
Even
more
if
like,
Daddy's dead. Just tell me
Hazel,
why.
please.
I think I specifically meant like the South,
Just please.
not women.
Go over
Did I
to
say female character,
Lowe's
y'all?
and Mrs. Pearl's
See,
and
oh,
check
yeah.
on them. They may need
That's
help.
what I don't
We
like.
might
I don't
need
like
some
people,
help.
people automatically
I might
jump to
need some
conclusions.
help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Damn it! No.
Now in my safe library.
Your great-grandmother made this.
You never told me that.
I shouldn't have to tell you something is important for you not to break it.
Well, maybe if you did, you still have a coffee mug.
This world existed before I brought you into it, Hazel Flood.
Hazel Flood.
Remember that next time you go around thinking you know everything.
Hey, D. Wilson, what's going on?
Hazel! Everything
Is this
I
game
do,
out?
I do for you.
If you bought it, it'll be on Game Pass tomorrow. It'll be on Game Pass tomorrow. But
Whatever. Let me go check on Bo.
like, but people are like, do they like her? It depends on what you like in game mechanics and stuff. But at the end of the day, like,
Bo and those damn dogs are always.
it's a
up to something.
pretty game. You know what I mean? So as far as that, as far as the story goes, like I started from the beginning, so you're actually seeing the very, very beginning of the game. But as far as like the story, some people might find it interesting, some don't. I find it interesting because of like the collectibles and like how they intertwine like Southern Gothic themes.
I came here to check on you, but it looks like you riding this storm out in style.
Oh, yeah. Me and
But
the pups are having a
I don't know how to say it other than that.
Yeah.
But like you like Forspoken, I don't like Forspoken.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it. I gave it a good 2 hours and I couldn't get into
I
it.
got my boat. You sure you don't want some buns?
I gotta go check on Mrs. Pearl.
Like one of the reasons I didn't like Forspoken
Hey, it ain't
is
my
because the
dogs
dialogue
tripping on
wasn't
her grass.
natural.
My dogs are gentlemen.
I feel like the dialogue in this one is actually like more natural
better make sure.
as far as like female character versus female character. But I would like compare this one to Kena Bridge of Spirits. This one's probably slightly easier than Kena Bridge of Spirits, but they both deal with like kind of darker themes. Even though that's like a kid, like I feel like Kena's more kid friendly, but it's still like a dark thing and stuff. Oh, so that's what I thought you meant, but I didn't judge games based on where it's mainly the game just like how it will say me over anything.
I'm
No,
just checking
so
on you, see if you need anything.
how should I
You
say the
holding up
combat?
okay?
I'm doing
The
just
combat isn't
fine.
like hack and slash. Well, there's like a hack part to it.
Why don't you come
It's gonna
in
take us
for
like about a good
I should
25 minutes to
probably
get to
head back.
combat.
Come in, have some gizzards. I'm cooking them all before the power goes out.
You know I can't say no to your cooking.
So, but it's like a
There's
little
bee
bit
in your
different.
bonnet. I can tell.
Just frustrated with Mama. She stayed late at the shelter and left me all alone.
I'm from
Lacey does
Texas.
enjoy her
Like, don't
work.
get it twisted.
She could stand a
I
moment's
live in New
rest.
York,
Right? She's
but I'm
all
still
over the
Texas.
place all the time.
Texas through and through.
She's got a good heart. Just wants everyone to be okay all the time, you know?
Yeah, I know. You need some help in there?
Thanks, son. I'm
It's a
almost
good
done.
combination, though. You know, I'm from Texas. I
What
live in New
else
York.
is on your
I know both of
mind?
them really, really well.
What you know about Bunny?
Why you barking up that tree for?
It's hard not to. Mama never so much as talks about her.
Well, does she ever look in on you?
Chairman, I think you
No.
should. Or get it on Game
I guess
Pass.
not.
Sometimes
I did buy the
People are privy
collector's.
to things that we
What
aren't.
do you want? It's like the collector's
Your
art
mama
book,
is
but it
doing
didn't
what
come
she
in yet. It
thinks
comes
is
in next
best.
month. It's the only thing I'm a little disappointed.
Oh,
I wanted it to come in beforehand.
Hazel!
So you're about to see a platforming sequence. This is about the level of platforming you're gonna see in the game. It may get a little bit further out. She'll get a little bit more platforming type of stuff. But if you've done any major platforming game, it won't challenge you. Like, I don't think the game is meant to challenge as much as it's meant to be enjoyed. So like the gameplay loop will get repetitive, but what I will say about that is that
Hazel! Stop
yeah, so it gets repetitive.
Shit. What just happened?
So it's nothing
How did I get back to the show?
out of the world. But like again, I think they're just trying to get you like to get to learn the basics. And the hardest thing I would say is like when you're trying to collect collectibles. So that's why I said, in my opinion, it's a cool song too. I like that brass section.
No. This is good.
But yeah, like that's the hardest part, is like tracking down collectibles. So if you like collectibles and stuff and you like reading that type of stuff, it's super cool. But after like beat this game like on Friday, you got like 100% on Friday. Or is this your projection? I've already gotten probably halfway through David Wilson.
Always fast enough.
I'm not, and I don't say repetitive like a bad thing.
What is this?
Like, let me say that very clear.
Bunny.
What I mean by that is, if you think about it, let me give you another. Like most hack and slash, usually you're up leveling your skill set, right? New skill, new gear, new combo, new skill, new gear, new combo. Like in that, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of like repetitive. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. She's not gonna get too many new skills. She'll get a couple of new skills, but it's not gonna be like, oh, she gets a new outfit that does this, you know, or she gets a new weapon that does this. Like, she's gonna get her skills by like chapter 6. She has like all her skills, and then after that, there is like just like slightly different combinations of type of stuff she's done. Purple, I was thinking that if Nintendo can name virtual game cartridges, that maybe they should offer a chance to rent digital titles or even resell digital titles. How would that work?
The bridge.
I'm open
Gotta
to
go
it.
across.
I'm open to it. Like I said, I don't know. From what I've seen, what they said in Cowboy, I saw your video. I think you misrepresented my position, but it's okay.
Bunny's house is up here. She's always fine during storms. If I can get to her place, she can get help from Mama.
But what's not repetitive is the story. The story builds. That's what I'm going to say. Like, it is a complete story through and through.
I must be seeing things.
I knew that was going to happen. That happened to me the other time, too.
Dad, what's happening?
That happened to me at the same time. But everything's smooth. I've not seen any bugs in the game, for real. And more important than anything, like, the story is a little addictive because it's one of those that tells like a couple of different stories. But I don't want to run it. I want to run it. It is good.
Okay.
If it's your type of game. That's all I gotta say, if your type of game. So right now there's a storm. Her mom's been caught up in their house. It's flooded. She is trying to check something. There was something I missed in the first my first playthrough. Just trying to see if it's anything over here.
Please! Anybody!
Renting or selling digital would be see, I just don't know how it works. But I think they're giving you something better. That's my whole thing. Like, don't keep telling. Like, if I cannot play Diablo on my two Xboxes with the same game
Please hold!
at the same time, and what I mean by that is, like, I go into Diablo with one account, another person goes into Diablo in a totally different Xbox with another account. And they get to play on a different TV than I'm playing on. That's what I mean.
Headed to your old place. Got no other options.
I don't mean like,
I'm so scared.
I'll give you Hazel Flood and you can play it. This is a single player game.
You're safe.
So just a basic simple on the power progression. Yes, 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 exactly. It's not meant to be super intense like that. It's meant to get through. Like, I would be very surprised if this game does not have like 50% completion rate or beating the game, because it's meant to be beaten, you know? I would say the gameplay level harder than
What is that?
what's that game
That
called?
can't be real. Hope they'll help me.
Hellblade. That one's also meant to be pushed through, but this one has a little bit more game mechanics. It's a great art style, and the music is really cool. I'm glad I'm getting to play it because I listened to the score.
Excuse me. You can't just show up unannounced.
I have to talk to Bunny.
Well, she is rested. You're gonna have to come back to her. It can't wait.
Give it a try, Crow. I'm gonna give it a try. Because they said you could do it, Crow. So I want to try.
What is all this racket?
Hey, Grandma?
Is that Hazel? You've gotten taller. What brought you sopping wet to my doorstep this evening?
I told her you were rested, but she just...
Nonsense, Lily. That's my only grandchild down there. What can we do for you?
The trailer got swept downstream with Mama in it, and I
Swept down in the river in that tin can of a home?
I tried to catch her, but I couldn't. I couldn't keep up. There's no one in town. I saw the lights on here, and I came for help.
And we will. In the morning.
But you know people. Can you call the sheriff or something?
You know rescue services are paused in the middle of a hurricane, dear.
You're acting like you don't even care.
Mind your tone, please.
You don't understand. It ain't just about Mama. I'm seeing these things. These strands in the air.
strands.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something big out there.
Lily,
Yes, ma'am?
clearly my granddaughter is not in her right mind right now. Afraid for her mother and all. Ready a guest room.
Yes, ma'am.
Poor thing. You've been through a lot tonight. Come sit down for a minute. I'll take care of this.
So, Cowboy, you said you're Sandy is the one that I'm not too sure about because like
Where am I?
you're in the same household, you're on different PlayStations. Is she
Strange
playing
dream.
Monster Hunter on the same? That one's not the
strands.
same case
I've
study.
seen them
Your
before.
son is the same case study I'm talking about, because that means you gave him the game.
Saying my name? They're saying my name.
You gave him the game, and then he was able to, and then y'all went at his house with his PlayStation, and your house.
What are you doing here? Huh.
Well, that's a good. This is actually a story.
How interesting.
Who are you?
Hold on, let this one.
What are you doing in my dream?
And you were the one who made the purchase. That's the one Sandy's kind of a different one.
Hazel? Hazel!
I'm not, Cowboy, I don't.
Can you see
But
me?
like I said, if I can't replicate it, if I cannot replicate it, that's all that matters. And that's the whole thing. That's like when PC people say, I can do this on PC. If it's not replicatable or if it's too difficult, then I don't, then it's almost like you can't do it. You know what I mean? That's my thing.
Oh,
And you're watching from the hot tub. Hey, Jeff, I saw your, what the heck just happened?
No.
Tweet.
You're not gonna make it!
Ma! I'm right here! I'm okay!
So it's not just the same game. That's where I think y'all are like kind of messing up on me. The thing is, are you in the same game? So could you give someone your account and y'all squad up in Diablo or Rainbow Six? That's what I mean. Their account on their account. Here we go. Or you can't replicate it because you don't know how. I'll make a video showing you how, like. But I don't. No, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Ma! Ma, wake
Like, I'm
up!
gonna give it a shot. I have 2 Xboxes. I have a Series X, Series S. I have 2 TVs. And I have 2 accounts. And I don't want to see like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. I do not want. See, that's the problem. The same thing with PC people. Well, you can like do this and do that. Like some people, if it's not intuitive,
Bunny!
that's the whole
Billy!
point. Like that's also what you're paying for.
We gotta find Mama! Hey!
And the
open
way y'all
door!
came at me, you made it like, yeah, we can do it. So no, you had your chance. You had your chance. Yeah, Purple, I play WWE with my son every week, and he plays on his account using my game I purchased. I told you that. Yeah, that's a
The
good.
strands are still here.
That's a good example.
Maybe
Like if
it
you can
wasn't a
do that,
dream.
I totally hear what you're saying. Then you're right. I'm not telling you
strands.
you're wrong.
That stuff. That thing last night. What's happening?
I am not telling you you
believe
are
Bunny.
wrong.
I'm sorry, Grandma locked me in there.
Just like Holt is not wrong.
All right, how do I get out of here?
Is this my home Xbox thing you all are talking about? Is this my home Xbox? T-Wilson, I don't know. What is your home Xbox thing? See, I missed it already.
I wonder what happened. Feels sad.
See, I missed the collectible. See it? I keep can't find that first collectible. It has to be in her house somewhere. It's okay. I'll catch it one day. See, it's already the third one.
Unraveling stigma. What the hell does that mean? Can Bunny see strands too? I wish you were here, Dad.
That's her dad.
Does she lock all the doors in here? Is there something behind that shelf?
I always wanted a trap door in my house.
Rich people's houses.
And
Those voices are getting
I
louder.
actually did get a designer
There's
to help
something
tell me about a trap door. And what she said is it's actually not the actual door in the room. That's not the hard part. She said the hardest part is that you have to have like the right setup to do it. Like, so, and I didn't realize it, but she's like, you have to realize like the ceiling stuff has to be right. Like, it's like, think about doors normally. Like if we go down here, I want to show this. I want to talk about this trap door. Let's see if they did it like they do it right. Go here. Girl, that's a lot. I don't remember what's walking. Okay, we see this trap door. Like, this is pretty cool, right? They made the bookcase, and that's like a regular door, and they hid it through a bookcase. It's like, how do you conceal the door? That's what she was trying to tell me. And so a lot of times it's like, you don't think about it, but you don't have things that go from floor to ceiling to conceal the trap door. And even if you did have something like that, it's like, how do you make a door out of that? So a bookcase is actually like super, super cool. And that's why you see it normally. But you have to have something that can conceal the door. And so I was going to like get it, but it costs a lot of money. The description says top Contra player plays the game, but I see purple. I am a top Contra player, Jeff. I was a top Contra player for a Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, only this is you're spreading misinformation that makes Nintendo look better than paint your narrative. Now I get you don't know that, but you're still painting it your viewers that way. No, Cowboy, but you're still misrepresenting my terms, like what I said. What I'm saying is, like, right now, your whole thing is purple. You said it's fine. I didn't say it was fine. I said actually price increases suck. So you're misrepresenting me if you really want to go that way. Two, you could, and Holt is saying you can do it, but I've talked to multiple people who said you can't do it. So that's the thing. Like, if you can't replicate it. Now, Holt is saying he can't, so I don't know if it's a regional thing. But we've tried this with multiple people to play Mario Kart. Could I give Mario Kart to someone else? They play Mario Kart in the same race on their Switch somewhere else that I can play Mario Kart on my game in somewhere. Now, if another game could do that, so be it. But you couldn't do it in Nintendo, all right? That's the other thing. Then when y'all are saying like, well, those aren't like, we want these games to look like XYZ. Well, newsflash, like the best console didn't have the best graphics. So obviously that the people who buy that, they're not buying it for whatever reason you're buying it for. That's the other thing. Then where you're like, Doc is saying, well, they could do it with the Series S. Okay, well, can the Series S, is it portable? No. So then, like, you can't do it there. Can I do it with PlayStation? So then you're like, well, I have the PlayStation Portable. Well, is the PlayStation Portable? Can you play it offline? No. So that's where I think, like, y'all, you're saying you misrepresent. Your whole thing is misrepresenting. Then you're saying it's an $80, $90 game. That's the number one thing. We've never seen a $90 game. I have not seen Nintendo say it's a $90 game. Now, I will give $100 to whoever can show me Nintendo said it's a $90 game. You can't. So, but if you can, I'll give you $100. If you don't believe me, go ask Maker Chaos if I don't pay up on my bets. $100 for y'all to show me a $90 game. You can't do it. So you're misrepresenting that fact. The next fact y'all are misrepresenting is the fact that at the end of the day, it all depends on what you want to play on, right? And that's when you're saying, well, it's a boring game. Like, okay, you don't play those games. You don't even buy games. You gamefly games. So that's where I'm like, you're misrepresenting facts to make Nintendo look better. What the heck do y'all say stuff to make it look worse? And it's like,
Whoa.
you don't
That's
even
not
buy
possible.
games.
Foot's fine too. The hooks. are
Okay,
reacting
y'all,
to
this
that
is what the
thing
combat
in
looks
the
like.
middle. Bunny called it stigma.
So sucks that I didn't say.
Do they know what to do?
So that's what she kind of does. Where which switch do you can have a family library where you can build our local family library that you can share between? I get what you're saying where your son, where you all saying you can share it. I think Cowboy's situation with his son is probably the closest thing I'm talking about. Where he shared it with his son and they were in the same race, totally different states. That, if he says it's okay, that's fine. The fact that Nintendo got that, that's a new feature, no?
I don't need
So you're
you.
paying more for it.
I never
That's what
did.
I'm saying.
And I'm gonna find my mama on my own.
No, but my thing is, your thing is, you're talking about $80 games. You
Hazel
talked about an
got no
$80
help
game.
from her strange
That was your
grandmother.
whole argument.
Truth was, she was glad to leave the flood mansion.
That was your argument.
Used
No.
to handling things on her own, she set off downriver to find her house and rescue her ma herself. There, magic called to her. A magic
So happy
she
and
felt
and
in her
purple getting
bones, but she
spicy.
had
No,
never seen before.
but that's what my thing is.
And
You could
something
just gamefly the
dark
$80 game. Like, your argument
that
about
allowed
$80,
to hid
to
all
me, it's like
manners
you
of OG
gamefly the
secrets
game
over the
anyway.
years. Hazel set off to find them all through the hurricane-ravaged land. But
let's say you did wanna buy the game. Then it's like, well, the game's $50 if you buy it in the bundle. I guess that's where I'm saying, like, it is what it is. And then it's like y'all say Nintendo, it's one game. Like the other one is 70.
It's all on me to find her. There's no one coming out.
But then at the end of the day, it's like you said, no one cares. Like, I think where the biggest thing is, though, is where you're like, no one cares. Well, I care. That's all that matters. We just got through a whole thing of people saying, go woke, go broke. So if you didn't go, and you didn't make a video about them, that's my thing. So when I say I put my money where my mouth is, and I say, like, I like these companies for XYZ reason, and I'm going to support those companies, and they're like, no one cares. Like, okay, I care. And other people care. A whole group of people are like, I'm not going to play this game, the game I'm playing right now. Right? The same thing where I'm like, yo, it's a collector's edition. I didn't buy just one, I bought two. I didn't just buy the game or Game Pass the game. I bought the whole game. This one game alone, right? I spent like close to probably $320 because I supported the game because I understand what they're doing. They're supporting Southern culture that doesn't get talked about. They're obviously going to be talking about a lot of stuff about the Underground Railroad and about the political, social things that are going on. If you continue to play, you'll see it. Is it worth $320? No. For some people, but for some people, they're showing what they're for. But when people say, I'm against XYZ, y'all didn't like make this whole thing like, no one cares about that. Obviously people care. And so when Purple says she cares about the companies and how they treat people, we just had a whole group of people talking about they care about the ABK deal so they could remove Bobby Kotick. Obviously they care, but no, now they're saying they don't care. I just said, yo, I respect what they're trying to do with trying to make accessible games more accessible. No one cared about that, Purple. I care. So, I know exactly, Cowboy. That's what I'm saying.
Get downriver.
And so that's
Mama's
why,
got
like,
that.
I'm like, now granted, I know
I'll
why
figure
you're
it
doing
out.
what you're trying to do. You're always trying to make great content. But I'm letting you know where I'm coming from on our Tuesday when I'm coming for you. I'm letting you know where I'm coming from. Because at the end of the day, it's not an argument that can be... It's all about the value you find in it, right? You do not care about Nintendo Switch 2, but you care about your wife being happy. And that's why you're going to buy the game. You're going to buy it for her. You know what I'm saying? And that's the ultimate thing. And that's why, like, this whole argument, and that's why when I think other people are like, it's not worth it because of the graphics, not everybody cares about graphics. Balacho damn near won Game of the Year.
I think this
I
is
still
the right
don't know
way.
why that thing was nominated. But it did. Y'all, that's the Diablo game. That's about to... Hold on. I missed something. Y'all made me miss something. She's supposed to pick up something. Dang it. Y'all make me miss... Y'all made me miss something. She was supposed to be able to break that open. Hold on. There she goes. Hold on. Like, now, I do love this little feature right here. Like, I wish games had that more often. That they tell you. Hold on, let me see this. There we go. She's supposed to pick up something where she can break open stuff. There we go. Whew. Ciao.
More thorns? All the way out here? Where am I anyway?
What other game does this remind me of?
This was my way downriver.
You know, if you
All the way
liked,
forward is
what is
down.
that game with the girl with the inhaler? That's about the similar story. About that kind of maybe this one's a little bit darker because you're talking about like some of the stories they tell are kind of like sad stories. So if you like that story, you'll like this story. 100%.
It's like some weird folktale. Rare rabbit or something.
Checking. 'Cause there's like a lot of collectibles in the game, so I'm always like turning corners. But Purple, you and me have been trash talking each other switched for months, and you wrote a comment on my docs, you know, saying you were coming for us. So all I did was strike first. So no, it's Cowboy. I like I said, why do you think I'm gonna take you? I'm letting you know where I'm coming from. I'm coming for you, Cowboy. I'm coming.
Hey, who's got you all so spooked?
Like the foxes do stuff. They do show you places. So I'm not sure if that's the one. Cowboy is what the lot guilt. Yes, 320 on any game is crazy.
Hell no.
Yeah, but it came with collectibles. Well, I bought two of the same thing. I bought $130 each for the collectibles. One to open, one to always remain in the box. And then $50 on this. So,
This better work.
what is that? 260 plus 50? 310? So here. Now this is probably a fourth of her attacks.
It's good! I did that? More of you? I'd be screwed without these hooks.
Everything is fairly intentional too. Right, so does. Oh my goodness, Sasha, isn't that where decoys from? Oh shoot! Whoa, 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 whoa! I looked. I didn't know it. Hold on, hold on. This one's actually hard because you don't have any abilities, so this battle is kind of one of the harder battles. Because she gets a couple abilities that really help her. I may die. I don't know if I have enough to fight this next one. That hurt. Ah! Oh my goodness, that I would have won that if I had it. I was reading a comment. Hold on. So it's like dark. Gosh, that's my bad. The whole point is I have to fight both.
More of you? I'll be screwed without these hooks.
Kills her. Okay, no, I can't read it. Can't read that. Hold on. Oh my goodness! Okay, I should get it. I should have it now.
Yep, fighting comic book monsters now. What's
Oh,
next?
jeez. Linz is here. Hey, Linz. What's going on? What's up here? Pro and I have been going on about sushi for months. It's just fine here, so this is Fallout. No, we're gonna have it Tuesday. I find it funny how since PlayStation 4 we defended consoles for having upscaling time like super scaling PSR and such if it's frowned upon. I don't know. No, Cowboy just doesn't like Nintendo. That's the whole thing. But I'm representing the Nintendo
So
people.
far, bro.
That's what I'm doing.
Hope I'm nowhere close to that place.
I won't bash the games, but I will
It's those
call them
voices
out for
again.
my dislikes.
Might be
Yeah,
worth
he
checking
doesn't
out.
like them. But that's my thing. He's not a Nintendo fan. So, but I gotta defend people who are Nintendo fans from the evil doing Cowboy. See you all the time, but I'm gonna check it. Dave Wilson, yes, please get some rest. You're tired. But I was over there in London, David. Sorry I didn't get to see you. I know you're not in London, but I really did enjoy my time there, and so I'm actually trying to get an excuse to go there again. But we'll see. This world's weird right now. World is really weird right now. Boo Nintendo. Decoy. Decoy, I didn't notice this until Nightfall told me I was talking to Nightfall. What do you like? Because I didn't, and then it was like on your channel, you said it too. You were like, this guy, he sounds like me, where he hates everything. Or he like hates all, what are you talking about, Crackpunk? But what I will give you, Decoy, and I think you do it probably the best, because I think you study it. You do know what moves, at least the gaming, social media, like, you do that really well. But this game won't be for everyone. I think the story is, though. Read my comment about the money I spent. I didn't see it. Can you bring it back down? I don't want to scroll back. I could, but I don't want to get in another situation where I nearly die. Okay, I see it. I spend money on games I want to own. I bought Monster Hunter for me, Dodge Man, and my son. Not to mention I bought the 130. Yes, I think that's ridiculous, by the way.
Now why you touching that?
I think the entire WWE situation is ridiculous. It's the same game.
We pack light for a reason.
They can't have gone far. But I find them. I swear I'm gonna shoot them. Eyes open.
They won't stop looking for us, and we can't stop moving. I know y'all nervous, maybe scared, but this ain't my first time doing this. If you trust and listen, you will be free. You and your little one. Now come on.
So this little store like thing she can see is kind of like
I'll take you to the river.
There's like 3 stories going on
Journey ahead.
in the game at the same time. So you have this little side story that's consistently going.
This can't be real.
You have Hazel's story.
But they looked so real.
And then
This is crazy.
each level
But I can't
has
stop
like
now.
a story that's being
Those
told
ghosts
as well.
are my best chance of getting downriver.
So it's pretty cool. And then, like I said, for like story people, like you have the different like characters, Hazel and everything, the creatures, there's lore behind that. There's like lore in that. So like certain places, it'll talk about different things that are actually inspired by other places. So have you ever been to New Orleans? Or it's not just New Orleans, but it's a lot of places in the South that were at one time, found it's not the right word. What is it? Basically where the French ruled at one time. You know, the cemeteries are above the ground, which I think are that's the cemetery. The graves are above the ground. So like there's different things like that, but they try to get a lot of the South. It's not just centrally Louisiana. There is some stuff that's more Appalachia. And then obviously, this isn't really, I don't really care that too much about that one, but so it's like a lot of that type of stuff. So if you like looking at that type of stuff and you like the art style and you like whatever story, I think the game's for you. I like a lot of games. You missed it. But I went through a bunch of trailers for games. I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Stay low.
Because I washed my hair. I'll go back and watch it. I'll go back and watch it. One thing I like what you did though, Decoy, is you said, which I thought was pretty cool. You have people go to your Twitch. If they're watching your YouTube, you tell them to go to your Twitch, and if they're watching your Twitch, you tell them to go to your YouTube. Oh, that was pretty cool. I didn't see that. And this is kind of her leveling up system, which I'll take you to in a second. So basically like this, like you'll see basically 4 abilities she'll have, and then she gets to up level them. So this is about as much up leveling you're gonna do. So that's what I was kind of saying, as opposed to a traditional hack and slash, like where it's gonna be like, oh, you can do this weapon all the way up, or you can do the, you know, this suit can up level like this. Like this is about as much as you're gonna get. That's all. That's what I was meaning. So, like I said, it's simple. It's more simple mechanics.
That's helpful.
And that's about it. The one being Witchbrook. I gotta go see which one that is. Another one of my favorite top 20 games did just come out this week for demo. I played about an hour of it. Mala. I thought it was a Metroidvania, but it's really not a Metroidvania.
What's this?
Oh, what is it game called?
Fluffy and soft.
It's not the
Everything else around here feels
Mandalorian.
so wrong.
When I see the name, I think of the Mandalorian. But Madragora or something like that. I'll think about it. I'll show it on Thursday. I've been complaining about it forever, but I get the most enjoyment out of playing each week with my son and the guys, and we still buy it every year. Cowboy, that's my thing though, because it means something to you. You know what I mean? And so when people talk about Mario Kart at 80, which again I'm gonna say 80 until it's proven to be 90, which I'm not saying it's not gonna be 90. Like they talk about this town, by the way, which is kind of cool.
There's that sound again.
And
it's loud where they went in.
If you read about the lore, which I'm not gonna go through each item of lore, but this is like a slave settlement, you know, where the slaves settled, and stuff.
Didn't I see that symbol somewhere else?
And so then, for me, when I see stuff like that, it's like, oh, what is that inspired by? And then, you know, it makes me want to go like look more. Like it's not just it's not like, I think it's cool when games create worlds. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I definitely think that's cool too. But I like when they're able to get me to look up something that potentially
all the homes to wash away. Had to be ours.
Wouldn't have looked up either. Or wouldn't have known about.
Okay, keep it together. No looking back. Just gotta clear the next hurdle in front of me.
Because I wish my hair. I need that. No, I was watching his stream.
So damn little.
I was watching his stream on YouTube and Twitch. Which I think is a smart idea, because like I wouldn't have known about his Twitch channel. Like Rebolica, she's on Twitch, right? And I want to watch her on Twitch, but I can't find her. I gotta like to her Twitch channel. Yeah, just so you know, it's all love with me. We'll show you how we can just drink you. Of course, Cowboy. Of course. Of course. I'm sorry. Like, but on Tuesday, and that's why I didn't want to. I was gonna drop a video complaining, like going at you and Doc, but I was like, nah, because y'all are better editors than me, and so it's gonna make it look bad. But I think I'm a better debater on live with you, because I can bring like more emotion to it. But on the thing, like your video, if y'all haven't seen it, go check out Cowboy's video. He took a stab at my Nintendo Switch 2 comments, and he cuts it really well, and it's very compelling.
Please be okay, Mama.
But he's invited me to talk it over on Tuesday on his channel, so I'm like, okay, I think I can do it. I think I can take him live. Mario Kart than W though, spent more money on W and it was a broken game. Holmes, but that's my thing. That's why I would say value. What is the value? Oh no, whoa, I need to go back. Oh, wait, hold on. Hazel, girl, see that thing back there? That's how you level up. That little spark thing back there. So that's what I'm going back to go get. Because those are actually much easier to find in the beginning than at the end. So, How did I get that? Oh, that was only worth 5. Oh, that's not a good one. So it's stuff like that. That's the game. Like for the most part. Did I go in here? No? Okay. I don't care about spending $10 more on a game. I think Nintendo's scummy. For a lot of other stuff, like if you own Breath of the Wild, it's $30 upgrade cost to play it on Switch too. Did they say it's $30? I wouldn't doubt. So, did they say it's 30? I haven't seen how much they're saying it's gonna cost. But that would be, see, if it is 30, that would be a legit complaint. Because then you would say, hey, the game is like $90. Now you're saying the game is $90 because Breath of the Wild was 60, and 30 on top of that is 90. Or Tears of the Kingdom. If you're saying Tears of the Kingdom was 70, now you're saying it's 100. So that's the, like, I'm okay with it. I haven't seen it, but you said that though.
Goosebumps.
Oh man, y'all are getting me killed by these things. Hold on.
Where y'all coming from?
Hold on. Can I? So y'all have now seen about 40% of her skills and her ability. There's gotta be something here, right?
This way.
That's actually my favorite skill she has. It's like a push. It's like a
That should
little-
prove useful.
little push.
Now, how do I get over there?
No, we'll have to fight some more people here in a second. I'll only accept $10 upgrade on next gen version of games. Yeah, if it's 30, if what Decoy is saying is right. A lot of games worth value for a while. The only still makes sales based off people who love the game once was, and they hope every year they'll. But that Decoy, that's what he does. That's why I say, like, Switch, Mario Kart. I could see why people do, because it's like one Mario Kart that lasted the entire generation. But then these other ones, like Call of Duty, like any of the top publishers, it seems like they all have these types of games that I'm like, it's kind of like the same game, and you're paying a premium for it. Like NBA 2K, I absolutely don't understand that. Like that's like an update. That's not even like a DLC to change the characters. Like 2K is making tons of money off of that. Okay, hold on. I gotta fight these people once I cross that barrier. Am I right to understand Nintendo ignore what happened when you buy an upgrade game for Switch 2 as it was a separate version from what I own on Switch 1, or do I still have the inside inject? What? I don't know. I don't understand. We don't know yet.
Oh, just can't get enough of me.
But here's the thing. Here's the only reason why I'm thinking Decoy might be right. See, that's my favorite. Because I can push him. because the DLCs for Breath of the Wild were kind of expensive for a DLC. Well, one was. The other one, not so much. That old cowboy. He's not that. I joke with him. Decoy not that old. But he's a solid game. I joke with him, but he's a solid. He's gonna be probably upset. Like purposely when you started. He's a little growing boy. Okay, now this one I don't know how to do. Oh, I made that a lot harder than it is. Have they had WWE? Yeah, they have. I remember there was like this Nitro. Is that the wrestling stuff? Was there ever a wrestling Nitro thing?
Is everyone out? No one. This hell again.
There we go.
Wait, hold on. Okay, that's where I wanted to do. Oh. I think I already see if it's 2 of 4. I think I already missed one.
Chloe Drudge. Wonder where you are now.
And that's like the 4th story. So there's like 4 stories because those collectibles contain a story too.
Not afraid of you.
Oh, whoa. Let me blame it on lag. Lagging. Told you when I get my abilities, it's good. I just had to get my abilities back. Nitro was WCW. I don't know, they all the same thing to me. Yes, I just found the confirmation on the ninjas that both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They're $30, Zarina. And welcome, Zarina. How are you? See, Zarina's a Zelda fan too. Zarina, they're picking on me. The other modes aren't fun. So if a co-op game with they're playing. I'm talking wrestling.
I think they're still up ahead.
Binding catch. They'll just replace us. Start it all anew.
Oh, I took it too far. I took it too far.
I'll stay with you, little one.
My local library, my library is cool, but someone else might have a cool one too. Oh, the upgrade packs will be free for online members for both Zelda games. Zarina, are you sit? Decoy just told me it was $30. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all are like, I think I do remember reading that. So if it's a free for 20 for both, and Decoy just said it was 30. Yeah, watching you and also Roster and my husband playing it. Oh my god, are they playing it again? He's like, your husband's, he's funny, Zarina. He is so fun. I wish I had recorded. I wish I was streaming yesterday. Cause what was going like some of the stuff he was saying was so funny.
Another one of those symbols.
But no worries, like if you're watching them. Oh, I wish Roster's. Oh, that's a good crew. It's a good Orcs Must Die crew.
Stigma? Why me? How come I can see it? This has gotta be the path they took to reach the river.
So many things.
Never knew this was here.
I'm still laughing.
I wonder how many other folks escaped through this cave.
Through here. Stay with me. Almost to the river.
Those roots are too high for me to reach.
Oh, that's how I do it.
That'll make things a lot easier from now.
I think y'all have seen basically she has like one more attack, but that's the attacks. So for y'all who are like, what is her attacks like? Those are like the attacks, and then it just gets a little bit more. I can't do my other thing I want to do.
This is it. The way out.
It's like $30 Canadian for what I saw. It was $20 just for some games like Breath of the Wild, and other games was like 10. But she just said you get it for free.
On her journey to find her house downriver, Hazel felt hushed and awed by what she saw. Spirits appeared before her eyes.
All of them do. All of them do. Every single one of them.
She hadn't known about Mahalia, the last weaver of Prospero, but Hazel felt a connection as she
Who are the
watched
Jack
the
joke
wheel
people?
magic.
Roster has
The
them.
same
Holtz has
magic
them.
now calling to her.
It's not free.
Father
It's like
Hazel
saying you
got
get to
from
play
town,
Game
the
Pass
stranger,
games
and
free,
more
but you pay for games.
fantastical
No, I get
the
it, but you
world
said it was
began.
$30
She
for
didn't
one.
know dangerous
So if I
creatures from
have,
old folks' tales still abide here. And best of all, she didn't know she was about to meet me.
I get what you're saying. It's not free, but I also think for Nintendo Switch on, like if you're a Nintendo Switch fan, and this is one thing I like what they're doing, is they're allowing you to, and you've put time in on the Switch, right? Like you beat one of the, like a Breath of the Wild, for example, you just beat one of them, or Tears of the Kingdom, like you put over 50 hours. They're allowing you to reserve your console, right? To try to get around the they're giving something to try to get around the scalpers. And so if you have a Nintendo Switch online account already, they're kind of rewarding you for that. You know what I mean?
Finally. Please.
Which
let our
you
house
can
be
call it
one
a
piece.
gimmick. But a lot of people enjoy those games, and so the fact is, if you're like, okay, yeah, if you have this, and it's $20 for a year, by the way. So when you add that up, that's like, oh my goodness, what is 12 divided? I don't want to do the math right now. It's like $1.66 US. Did I do that math right? 12 divided by 20 divided by 12. $1.66. I'm going with it. And so.
What is that? Looks
To me,
like
that
a bug's nest.
it's like the best deal. But then again, it doesn't necessarily come with games or whatnot. So I hear that argument too.
Maybe I can chuck those back in.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot how to check these out. I'll be very honest, I cannot remember the last time I played a game where it was somewhat revolving around weeding, like her tools. I think that's cool. I think that's very creative how they made that into like a weapon. But that's it. That's like the most intense battle you'll face in the game. But I think it's cool. Wait, hold on. That rabbit was supposed to. I'm missing something. I am. I'm missing a lot of things. I'm missing a lot of little things.
Wait for me. I'll find something to get y'all.
I am a fan of most dad jokes, yeah.
Whoa,
It seems like an inflation joke from over. I'll buy that for $1.
I can make it too.
$1. No, it was $1.66, so $1.66, not $1.066. Pretty sure that's the math on that one. Oh yes, I got my double jump. Okay, now we're rolling. That's all I
Could've
need.
used that during track
All I
season.
need was my double jump. And then the upgrade. Okay. Let me see, which one do I want? Oh no.
Be long till we can rest.
She would do that.
I promise.
She would do that.
Looks like they made it over the gap.
She has like one more thing. She's messing around.
Something funky about those symbols.
I get most of my news
Who's
from like
leaving, for
IGN
one thing?
articles or Dextero type things. Just quick snippets. Hey Rudix, and no Rudix. I am waiting to play Tears of the Kingdom with the upgraded thing.
What's that?
I know that. I know you're gonna ask me about my Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm gonna have to start over.
It's like
I'm telling you, I'm
getting
not
a second win.
necessarily looking forward to. Not gonna lie about that. That's what you said to me when we played 33 Immortals. I know, but I changed it. Can I not change my mind? Can I change my mind? You said you beat it before Switch 2 until they told me I would get the upgrade. How about this? How about this?
Thank you.
I'll start it before.
Gotta be brave. Quickest way to
Should
the
do
river.
this again. There we go.
What the heck? Hey, that's from our house. That's Mama's work binder.
Trust is a currency. It
What?
is. It is.
Back here
All right.
again?
All right. If you're putting,
Mama?
I actually think that
hate this
that
thing.
statement has a much larger meaning than you actually believe
like
it.
cracking open
Or that
Pandora's box.
I let on.
So hard for me to not take
Fine.
my feelings
Fine.
home
If
to
you're holding me
Hazel
to it,
afterwards.
I'll beat it. I'll beat it.
I want to shield her,
Ooh.
but I just keep pushing her away.
I didn't know her work affected her so much.
Um.
She can't hear me. What was all that anyway?
They're both beautiful games in their own right.
That felt different.
They're both about. The Kina's a little bit longer.
wish.
But this, I
She's
mean,
gotta
in
be
Kina,
alive.
anytime you have a game that deals with death like that,
Hello? Is
someone there?
Man, that's hard. Kena Bridge of Spirits is so good. It won Indie Game of the Year that year too. I don't know, because this one is multi-layered. It means more to me. Like, I think I put a currency on it because it means more to me, right? I have family, like, especially my dad's mom. It's from New Orleans and like Louisiana, and so there's a lot of that, and then like there's a lot of like other things I bring to the conversation where Kena, I don't have that, so there's like more of an emotional pull with this game because of that. But that's a good question.
Hello?
I would say play both, honestly.
Who is that?
Oh, he up there. And the only place you can play both of those games, I guess you can do it both on PC, right? And Xbox. PC and Xbox. This PlayStation doesn't have this one. Where's he at? Got to look around a lot. There he is. Or maybe not. Oh, no. And this is like our narrator for the rest of the game.
Get off me.
Hey, Hazel.
He was talking about Witch Brooks. He was talking about which Deco was talking about it earlier. So I gotta now see it. I gotta go watch his stream to see it.
My salvation.
A talking fish?
Talking fish?
Nope. Ain't no way.
Oh, Weaver, like you must have seen stranger things than me. And I was so sorry to hear about your misfortunation. You find your mama yet?
How do you know about my mama?
Well, before I tell you what I know, would you mind?
Deco, I give you credit. You just won't stream the
others. Good about letting go. Would you kindly do your Weaver thing and help me down?
What weeby thing?
Oh, don't tease now. Sound carries underwater. It ain't every day I hear about a new Weaver such as yourself. And lo and behold, with this time and all.
I just found this thing. Look, my house got swept away in the storm with my mama in it, and I'm just trying to find my mama before.
Oh, you really don't know anything. How disappointing.
I'm getting really sick and tired of folks being disappointed.
Oh, no. Mortified to a fan, no. I just, well, you can't see strands, can't you? Like knots, tangles, thingies.
Thingies?
To be very honest, I never heard someone talk like this.
Like strings floating in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Well then.
Like the Cajun accents I know I've never had someone talk like this.
Be able to rescue her and mama easy. I can even help you find her when you get me down.
That'd be interesting. Zarina, are you by Arcadia?
How am I supposed to do that?
Well, it's like this, see? Our world is made of strands all wove together. Now, when something terrible or natural happens to a creature,
for the reason I think that was the Zelda game.
Now, this here tree went through some tribulations. Must have left his knots all over the place. All you gotta do is use your magic bottle and...
Wait. I don't have a magic bottle.
No?
No.
Well, there's an old bottle
Princess
tree
and the
over
Frog?
this way. The sun's always glinting in my eyes from it. You could probably find one there.
Okay.
See, I think the Princess and the Frog did a better job. Like, there's something about his accent that I can't pick up.
But hurry.
Like, I'm going to be really interested who is the voice actor.
For a fish to be in a tree.
Who is the voice actor for that character? Hold on. See, stuff like that where you have to like kind of go find those things. That's kind of the hardest thing, in my opinion, is that you're always like looking around a corner.
Yesterday I was struggling to finish my shifts, and now I'm fighting Haze.
And to Decoy's point, that's what I just did is probably the most difficult platforming in the game. I don't know if I can make that, can I? Now this is a sad story.
That's a bottle tree. All right.
And that's not a violin, y'all. That's a fiddle. A Gambit accent? That may be it. So is this game based on folklore type stuff like myths, or is it more fable stories like... What's the difference between myths and fables? What's the difference between what you just said? Folklore stuff.
Here, you damn boo hag!
Boo what?
Yeah,
I think it's
saw you jumping through the air back there. Ain't no
fables
one but
are with
a boo hag
animals?
can do that. I ain't gonna steal my soul while
Folklore
I sleep.
then.
Look, I'm sorry. I need a bottle.
Yeah? If you're not a boo hag, come up on this porch and prove it. I know full well you boo hags can't abide the color blue.
See? I ain't no boo hag.
Well, maybe I ain't. Thing is, I need all my bottles. Just for hates.
Wait, you see him too?
Well, I ain't entirely
Folklore.
seen one. But they bite, and they clump up around places of old pain. You know, some folks say that if you scoop up those clumps, put them in a bottle and put that bottle in a bottle tree, you could cure the pain. Hasn't really worked out for me just yet, but...
Maybe.
I did not know if I can
could
beat
help
this
bottle up the
chapter
pain.
in
So
30
I'm
minutes,
the
but I'm
last
going to
person
try
left
for y'all.
here.
Because the end of this chapter
Those
is really...
damn hates. This part of the river's filthy with them.
It's a really good story.
Ever since my brother went missing.
If you let me take a bottle, I could help.
Well, get you one off the tree then. And you're welcome to try bottling up the pain. But the roots of this trouble go deep.
Roots in this trouble go deep.
I'm going to try. And when you hear the final part of this song, like that chord that's playing, it's like a tearjerker, especially about what they're talking about. So, but to Riddick's question,
All that mess over there looks like...
it's just sadder.
kinda
Like they're both
vortex.
sad. Like they're
Should
both
check
like
that out.
heartstring games, but and then the song actually makes sense, and you're just like, what?
Now, I've got this bottle, and I'll do something with it. Yeah. Must have been a land grab. Assholes.
Speed running. I'm gonna speed run it because Decoy said if I could speed run, I'll get views. Oh, that's not good. not good.
Some nerve evicting folks. These houses can't have been up to code. What a nasty heart.
I mean, this, oh my Legion, definitely you're gonna do it on Game Pass. I think you could probably beat it on Game Pass. Like, if you're not, like, yo, I really wanna, you just wanna play a good game, but you're not really wedded to it, I would say Game Pass. I bought it because I could see myself playing this for people. Hold on, oh wait, hold on. She's too short. She's not. I didn't put it in the right place. Ah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Trying to beat both of those people. Alberta's cool. I love Canadians are fighting. What? This is not possible.
That
This is not possible. Canadians fight. This is probably the most disagreement I've ever seen three Canadians do.
Billy and his brother's troubles began when they were forced to move again.
The same way that certain
Their
areas in
mom
Alberta
thought it best
they
for
preach
Benji,
becoming the
who was
first day is
bullied
good. I
badly
don't
for
accept.
being in his own world. But Rhubarb would not forgive him for uprooting their life.
What was that? Some kind of ghost memory? The bottle is acting funny.
I don't know what internal chat I just did, but I'm gonna have to ask him. I do not think I have enough time to get through this. Oh, y'all gonna miss it.
Ain't in a bottle. Huh.
Maybe.
I get it now.
I may just stream
Maybe
through
if I
the
fill
first
this
of this
up,
chapter.
I can help catch stick. That's gotta be the Weaver name for old Paige. The sorrow folks leave behind long after they're gone.
Like, I don't know if y'all are, you're probably not, but if you pay attention to the lyrics, they're actually telling you exactly what's happening.
I always thought these were cool. Like
All
little
chill, I
crawfish
think.
toasters.
Yeah. Well, no, I kid.
Had
I
a lot
kid.
of time to myself as a kid.
No, and I guess I mean that because like the disagreeing part. Like I never see. The whole joke is, you know, Canadians are too nice. So I guess when I see the disagreement, it's like they're fighting.
Did they kick everyone out?
I'm fighting. No, he's not. Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to get through this.
Yeah, that's gotta be how this works.
But I will be debating
Stigma's
Cowboy
what
on his
happens
show
when
on
the pain
Thursday.
turns rotten.
I gotta support the Nintendo player base. It's up to me. Those are peaches, like Georgia peaches. We gotta do like 2 more fights, or 3 more fights. So hopefully, do this one. You never heard of it, Canada.
Stay light on my feet.
This one might not be as bad. Tough, tough, tough. Oof.
When the townsfolk caught
Got
wind
two
of
more of
Benji's
those.
difference, they
Two
started
more.
throwing rocks
Are you
at
seeing
him and
IGN's
his
route south of midnight?
Rhubarb was
No.
not surprised. Bad people are
Give it what?
always prey
I would
on
imagine
those
they
who
give it a
stand
7 or 8, which is usually good for IGN, right?
Heartless.
But
They
I
can
haven't
do
seen
that
it.
to a rabbit?
What did they say? I also think it depends on who reviews it at IGN.
Bottles half full.
Because it's
There's
like
bound
that
to be
game
more on the other
just
side of
came
this
out
giant tree.
and they had like a movie reviewer review it. Not that IGN would do that, but saw her. So if you can't hear it, they're saying like, was my brother, was a little different, was a shame. And they'll explain what that means here in a second.
Now look at that bottle. Half full or half empty. And here I believe you were brand new at this.
I barely know what filling this thing does.
Gotta see if I can get to this one. I lost it. Hold on. Oh my goodness. There's a bunch of them. Alright, 3 out of 4. Gave it a game 7/8, so usually it means nothing, but this reviewer was actually good in my opinion. This the reviewer was, or the review? So you, what do you, not so much about the score as it was a breakdown of the points.
The bear trap was
What did they
meant for
say?
Benji.
I'll tell you if I think it.
There weren't no bears around here. To Rhubarb, it was proof that things was going to get a lot worse, just like last time. There was no escaping it.
Oh my God. What kind of person would do that to someone?
It's like kind of getting into the story of like what happened. Hey Sultan, I mean, I just suggest you to watch yourself later. It's like a long 60-minute review. What?
Bottle's almost full. Just one
I
more to
mean, overall, like I said, I like what they did. For me, it's really more of like the
Ugh, nasty.
the
cruel work.
artistry of it. So like I'm entertained. there is a game mechanic to it, but I would say the game doesn't thrive off of its game mechanic. I think it thrives mostly off of its
A friend offered us safe passage.
obviously this aesthetic. You don't see it that often,
You're so close.
especially in a
It
game.
must be exhausting.
In the story they're telling, I don't think it's been told. Or I mean, it's been told, but not in this.
Now that's cool.
Not in this like medium. Okay, or do I go here? How's it go? Like, I'll say it like this. Like, so I listened to this soundtrack about a week ago before the game came out, and this song, the song they're singing right now, I thought was like, I was like, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. Oh, but after playing it, like, I have so much more of an appreciation for the song. I know that was coming. I'm trying to get to this last little thing. So, like, if you've seen, like, every single boss in this chapter, it's kind of like the exact same.
Trust what folks do, not how they see.
To me, it seems like if you like lore or
that
have
way.
roots success with the game it's based off, you'll like it. But if you have no idea, interest about the culture, the gameplay isn't enough. Yes. Yes. I agree with that. Or if you're not even interested in it. So to your point, if you have no interest in it, I guess that is your point. Yeah, I would agree with that. But isn't that everything? If you think about it, like, yo, if this doesn't have, like, any interest in... I have no connection to it, and I don't like the subject matter. I'm not gonna like this game. Maybe? Or no?
Did folks used to meet up here?
Trying to make sure there's nothing I'm missing. But I don't even know why I'm doing that. I've missed so many of these letters.
That's right. Rhubarb said Benji went missing.
See, I keep missing the
Talent
fifth
show.
one.
Bet all the kids love that.
Oh, there should be one more. There we go. And I think there's an upgrade available. I don't care about that one. I need one more to get the next upgrade. Okay. Nah, you don't have to have interest in or enjoy a Viking game. If the okay, so give me an example. Give me an example.
Probably walked right by a dozen hates and didn't even.
two. Didn't know there was two, but there are. Oh, there's three. That ain't that a... Do you need to like Greek or Norse to like God of War games? I think you do. I think you do. No, the hack and slash gameplay is fun on its own. See, I don't know. You think so? But if you think so, I'll say it like this: I downloaded God of War and I played like 15 minutes of it, and then I went to Karma.
What he could do. By this point,
Like to me, story, because I'm more of a story person. I'm more of an inner. This is actually really important, and we'll explain right now what happened. But like I'm more into stories. I've said it before, like games compete against books, movies, TV shows. This is the most platformy thing. Decoy.
Who's there? Oh, fuck.
But I hear what you're saying. But see, I think God of War has a good story. You know what I mean? Or no?
Is this a train?
I'm really interested what type of instruments they used for this song. Well, besides that brass section. But it's like electric banjo. See, so that's to me like what interests me. Is like, what am I actually doing here? See that thing? Is that not an electric banjo?
Let me get out of here.
Telltale games are just interactive stories, not really traditional games. True. You think those are good stories though? They are. I'm not gonna lie. I liked the one with the zombies, Walking Dead, more than I liked Wolf Among Us. But I thought Wolf Among Us was good. Yeah, I thought it was good. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay, now this is a good song coming up.
Oh, thank God. What the hell was that? Let me just get back to that fish. Yeah.
See if I can do this. And then, like, if you wanted to go back, I could to try to get more up.
Hey,
I don't think I can do any more up level points.
Got everything you need?
I think that's everything.
Then hurry up and fix that tangle.
Here we go. 3 is a good story game. How?
Okay. What crazy
Isn't
thing is
that
about
one
to
the one
happen
with
now?
like
I
16,000
assume your first time in
variations?
the Wii was a bit eventful.
Oh, yeah. You could have warned me about
But
the
also, to
fall.
be honest, I think older Call of Duty games like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 have good stories as well.
Yes, must have slipped my mind. I'm a tad
But I think those
dehydrated.
gameplay are the things that push,
You get it
at least
better?
those last ones.
Yeah. I
Uh,
didn't expect it to be
Baldur's Gate
so
3? Yeah,
personal.
I could see it.
Secrets are a
Because at the end of the day, it's
terrible
just like a
burden.
turn-based game, no?
That's why I'm so eager to help. By
Same cross
listening.
tiles, more or less, but the unique story and characters are interesting. That's my thing about Call of Duties now. Like,
So
I wouldn't
what
mind
have to
playing
do to
it,
help Benji so I can get you down, so I can save my mama.
but I think it's the gameplay that people
Use
go back
that
to,
powder
right?
to fix that big old tangle. You'll need to reweave.
But then
Benji
it's like,
too.
what's a good
But
story?
first things first.
You know what I mean?
Go fix that tangle.
Because this gets so subjective so fast. Which is not like saying anything like new, right? And I think that's my biggest what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, look at this,
When
is that part.
Rhubarb said go inside the hollow tree for a game, Benji did it. Even when he was nailing the hollow shut, Benji trusted him. There must have been a moment when Rhubarb decided to leave him there. And a moment when Benji, trapped inside that tree, finally understood. He must have cried to the heavens. Somehow the tree took pity, and somehow Benji become the tree. But he'd never forget that the brother he had loved had done this to him.
Wow. What kind of magic is that?
And what kind of man would kill his own brother?
So that was it. Yeah, that was messed up. So y'all didn't catch that. So Rhubarb, the guy we met in the beginning of this
What do I do
stage,
now?
locked his, like, he used his brother.
I remember my brother.
See, there I was singing the song.
His fate was so cruel. He saw things so different, branded a fool.
It's kind of like a John Cash, but
He
not.
found trouble often, each place we'd go. He didn't know that this was the end. He was my brother, Benji his name. He saw things different, he was my shame. And I said goodbye, I said farewell. I took my hammer, my ticket to hell.
What is that?
Excuse me.
Locals got angry, left traps out for him. Threw rocks, started shouting, his prospects were grim. Easy to blame Benji, my mother's favorite son. For her and my family, my plan had begun. Let's play together. You go and hide in a cypress tree hollow. It was safe and dry. He trusted me fully. I nailed him inside.
Sorry to be moving you around
things different. He was my shame, and I said goodbye. I said farewell. I took my hammer, I took it to hell.
So he nailed his brother in the tree, y'all. Because his brother was different and was holding him back. Or he thought his brother was holding him back. But his brother was actually his biggest fan. And his brother was a little, like, different, a little slow. And he did that to him. And so now these trees, which are actually called Benji trees,
I bet that's where I
are
used
like
to panic.
willows, so they look like they cry. Sad, huh?
Mind moving your arm a little bit so I can get up?
I like this song. It's one of my favorites.
okay?
Right? No, some of this isn't good. Maybe. It could have been. I'm not gonna doubt that one's decoy, but I think that's about a lot of games. The short film? It's longer than a short film. Because this is only one story. So I think you could make it. I try to get it. I try to beat it
Take
in
a
the.
shot in the dark here.
I tried to beat it in the time, but I couldn't. I died. There it is. Rihanna Giddens. I'll have to look at that one, Ambi. If you put in the Discord, I can go check it out. Main thing that I'm seeing online there is annoying because the gameplay is not great. It's just different. It's just repetitive. Like, but again, I think it's a game that's meant to be finished and enjoyed. But then I guess you're right. Like that takes away the gameplay element of it. So it's like a beginner, but I think it's more of a beginner-friendly game.
Meet me at Rhubob's dock.
Like I could see, like I have cousins who don't game anymore, and I would give them something like this
Where is that
over
finish?
like what's another like good game that has a really great story, but it's
He
more
better keep
difficult.
his promise.
Like Breath of the Wild, I don't think is a beginner game, right? But I could see how this one is, and it gets them going. It gets them used to how to hold a controller or like game mechanics. There's like up leveling in it. There's some small platforming, small attacking, understanding how to dodge, perfect
Is
dodge.
this entertainment for you?
Well, fish ain't got no
Right, so like I
TV.
think
The things I saw?
that's what I see with
I
this
get
game.
why Mama had
You
to
know, like
wash her day off when
if
she
you like
got home.
stories, A.
Use up all her hot water
But B,
on really bad
if you're
days.
Oh,
someone who's
was your
just
mama a weaver too?
getting into
Social worker.
gaming,
She
it's a good one of those.
never really felt like she helped enough.
But then if I compare it to like
Do you think I did enough for Benji?
Oh my
like a
dear.
platformer like last year's Prince of
Weavers
Persia, like
do
that's some
fix
pretty solid
things deep
platforming.
down. They mend parts
They're,
of
like,
your
different.
soul so ripped, you'd forgotten they were ever one piece.
How do
Go
you
woke,
know
go
so
broke, is
much?
spam inbound.
Did a weave ever help you?
I don't
I
like
want to see
talk
the.
much
I may
about
actually look at the
myself.
trailers because if I'm not mistaken, this game got a grant,
Hop on.
and so
Oh, I'm not as slimy as
it
I
may
look.
not need it to turn a
Don't you
profit
wanna
because there's
find
too
your
many
mama?
like cultural things in the game, like from state-wise to like just cultural like different things
Wait till I tell everyone
that I
how
wouldn't be
that
surprised at if they got a
tree
grant.
abducted me from my store.
And then where they built
And
the
just when I
game
was about to be
is one of the
desiccated,
cheaper studios for Xbox. And it's kind of hard
As
to say
Hazel ventured downriver, her powers
what
grew
turns a
strong.
profit
She glimpsed it past, seeing some
in a Game
memories of
Pass, in a
Maud,
subscription
others
service.
strange and unknown.
Because it's like,
Hazel was perturbed by what she'd seen of a giant
Did
man
this-
tree in his heartache. But thanks to my help,
They're talking a
she
little bit more about
reweaved
it.
his knots and
but it's
sealed
like,
his pain in
did
a
this
magic
Netflix show
bottle
turn a
placed in
profit?
grand
You know, like,
tapestry.
or was
Once
the
she set
point of
me
it
loose,
to
I
get
offered her
people
my
to stay in
assistance to
Netflix?
locate her mom.
Or to get, yeah. And the fact
There
that it's
was
on Game
more
Pass, I
than
think, is
meets the
amazing.
eyes in these waters. More than
But
just
to your
a
point, they're
gentle
gonna
tree
take it and
man
say,
lurking
like,
about.
this game was never meant to
Guided her through
be
the murky waters to the flooded area where her
Black
house
Myth
should have
Wukong.
washed
You know
up.
what I mean? Or what's the other game I've been playing off stream? I played it again. Stray Gods. Like, did Stray Gods turn a profit? No, but the people who are into Stray Gods are like really into Stray Gods. Oh, look at the bumper sticker. It says compulsion.
You mean to tell me your mama never
Alright,
told
we're gonna
you
end it here, y'all.
stories about
I just want to
critters
get
and
to this part of the
weavers?
game.
Oh, you're lucky I come along.
What?
I think it's pretty good. We got through to like chapter 5. I'm trying to see if I can beat the game in like.
Two-toed Tom. Big gator.
Big gator.
I gotta drop you off fast.
After I got you out of that tree, you said you helped me find my mama.
I ain't of a disposition to be.
I don't think they're ever going to say doesn't make it back in sales. Like,
We gotta get rid of him.
I hear you. I hear, but I think
There's
they're taking a loss from Shadows, right? And like I've been saying, like I think the narrative is changing. This would be actually a good question for you, Decoy, because you kind of know about trends and stuff. If YouTube and social media in general, the algorithms run off of conflict. I think over the last 2 to 3 years, the conflict was like to go against like DEI, woke, whatever you want, trans, because those people were like in positions of authority. But now that it's kind of like swinging back, I'm wondering if the algorithms artificially lift the counter to the previous counter. I don't know. So I think this one slides under, honestly, to tell you the truth. We'll see. And if you say this game wasn't made to make profit, people are just going to say you're coping. You're coping. If you're, well, yeah. I mean, but yeah, I think it was a game made. But I'm gonna have to see the credits because it's there's so many other games that get a grant. So the fact that it was made in Canada, the subject matter, a couple of other things, I'm really interested if it got a grant. And if it got a grant, then that's essentially similar to, well, just I mean, you know what a grant is. I'm not gonna. So and they may have already done what they want, like. In order to just do well by the grant, you just have to abide by the rules of the grant. So we'll see. We'll see. Those are the channels that are seeing the most growth, views, and watch time, especially in gaming. Of course, but I think it's dying off, no? Not dying off. I don't think they're growing as much as plateauing. So the slope, or not the slope, the derivative of that, I'd be curious what the derivative is showing. It's super 50-50. And in books. In books, you'll be surprised. I was looking at some book channel. But, yo, that's it. That's South of Midnight. I'll be playing it next week. I enjoy it. I enjoy the story a lot. I know I was skipping through a lot of the lore elements, like as she was reading these different things. But I was trying to explain at the end of it what happened there, because I knew the song kind of explained what was going to happen. But as she's going through, what she's actually explaining is like the different towns, like that's what she's getting, like the little different lore items there, kind of explain the setting of the town. And then what you kind of saw was that they took a lot of their dislike of someone different. So in this case, it was Benji, the brother of Rhubarb. And Rhubarb was starting to get super popular, and he thought that Benji was holding him back, and so they set bear traps for Benji, and Rhubarb fell in the bear trap. And at that point, they said no. He decided to get rid of Benji, and so he ended up killing his own brother. And now he's haunted by that. And we saw Rhubarb in the beginning because he's you know, that's why he had the bottle tree and so forth. And so there's those elements are actually things that are culturally significant. You know, there's some backstory to that. So if you ever see a tree with bottles on it, now you know where it came from. You're trying to catch the pain and so forth, and he's being haunted by his thing. So yeah, so I'll be playing it on the 8th. Is that tomorrow? I thought it comes out Monday, but I thought it was Monday. Oh no, Hassan Pyre is one of the biggest Twitch streamers based on watch hours, and he's whatever the opposite of anti-woke is. I guess, I don't know, those are big people. I just am gonna give my point of view. Obviously I think there's a lot, even some of my former viewers are they'll push back on me if you actually watch some of the comments. Not that I'm asking y'all to go look at the comments, but they'll push back on me. But I think there's not a lot of women who look like me, people who kind of have seen a lot of these arguments before, because it's not the first argument. That's why I think women are super resilient, just because like a lot of things that are going on right now, it's not like the first time. And just pushing back, because I honestly think some people just don't have like a counter narrative. And if there's not that counter narrative, or if there's not just someone who's like, yo, I represent something else, then there's no nuance. There's nothing there. And so I'm not going to say I feel like I'm a champion of that, but I am going to say that that's why I sometimes kind of go a little bit more into the social aspect of things, especially in business. Like, that's what my whole channel is built on. And so I do what I have to do, or what I feel like I do. And then it's also helps me like to hear the counter to my logic. So Decoy, I know you sometimes struggle, but it forces me to like think through like, how do I articulate this? Or Simpleton is another one on Twitter. Sometimes, you know, he's simple, but he'll also do like one-liner type of deals. Or Crow or Jeff, even Cowboy. So Cowboy's not too much, but FCat. Like, there's a whole group of who are like, sometimes they're joking, sometimes they're a little bit more serious, but it forces me to like actually think through. And sometimes I do change, you know, certain positions. Some things I won't, but sometimes I definitely do. I think picking your size is a loss. I don't, because I don't think you can. I don't think there is a true middle. Right. I think that's my thing. The trees with bars are supposed to capture spirits. Yes. Yes. Yes, that are haunting him. The spirits that are haunting him, right? Call me a fence sitter, but I think it's best. I don't think there's no such thing as a fence sitter. I honestly don't think that. I don't think there's anybody who's truly in the middle of any topic. They may be like, there's people who don't care. Like, there's people who don't know. There's people who don't want to know. Like, those are like, that's the middle. But I think there isn't like like, let me give you a great example. And if y'all want to drop off because I'm done with the game, go ahead. Like, because I'm about to say something that's a little bit more a little different. But let's take like then I need you to put me into a bracket, because I don't resonate strongly with either side. Then I would say that you don't really care. Then I would put you in that side. If you do not have an opinion, that's not something that you care about, right? So let's take something like, I'm just gonna bring him in because he said he was gonna make a game but he didn't make a game. Let's take Elon Musk, right? And let's take like some of the things he's done, the gestures he's made. Okay, like what is offensive like in that regard? Like, one side will say, oh no, he didn't do anything bad, like he's autistic, he just did XYZ, right? One side says like, yo, that's like a straight up Nazi salute. What's the offensive there? You're like, well, I don't care which one he did either way. Well, then you don't care. That's what it is. Like, you don't care. It's literally called a bottle tree. The southern folklore is that evil spirits get trapped in. Simpleton, I agree. I agree with you. What did I say? Did I say he captures the pain? I meant he captures the... When he goes up and she goes, you're a boo hag, right? And she's like, I'm not a boo hag. But he had the bottle tree because he thought she was a boo hag, which I've never heard that term before. And he's like, because boo hags don't like the color blue. And so it was blue bottles, right? And so, but she has in her thing. So I agree with you, Simpleton. I'm not doubting it. I agree. I have an opinion, but if there's 3 questions and say question 1, my answer would be woke. But question 2, my answer is anti-woke. And then answer 3 is what? But if there's 3 questions and say question 1, my answer would be woke. But question 2, my answer would be anti. But I think there's nuances there. I still think like you saying like if that right there, like something that's just very easy is like, yo, there's a middle, there's a nuance. He could be this and he could be that. Like, I would say you don't care about it. That's what I would say. I think like if you're saying this game is woke because it's got a female, she's black, she's interracial, but I'm gonna say she's black. It deals with there's a side story in there about slavery. You're like, that's too much, that's woke, right? And then this is a cool level too because it has Jolene in it. And then if you're gonna say, well, then the woke or the whatever, the other crowd is saying like, oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread, blah blah blah. But I don't hear that. That's not an argument, right? I told you why I like it, right? What is that? Oh, well, that's a woke. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think it's so much easier to be. This is where I was talking about Cowboy earlier. It's way easier to be against stuff than to be for something. And I don't think like if someone is truly for something, like that's just who they are. Like it's not woke or not woke. Like it's just like, okay, and if I can accept that person for who they are, why? Like why? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you're against something, like we are against that. Then this is where you get into this paradigm. But I think everybody is like not. If you truly have an identity, you're not sitting in the you that's who you are. That's what you believe. That's just me though. And I agree with some of what one side pushes and some of what the others pushes. Then I don't think that's the thing though. I think in this term you do. Like I don't think the world is all woke and all anti-woke. Right? Or all DEI, all conservative, all liberal, all progressive and all alt-right, whatever one you want to make. I don't think that's the world, right? Like I just don't. I think like me drinking bubbly, like it's a water, it's a bubbly thing. I saw it in my refrigerator and I started drinking it because I was thirsty. Some people would look at that and be like, oh, Purple, you're super woke because that's like sparkling water, and who drinks sparkling water? But in other parts of the world, they're like, yo, sparkling water is like the thing that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, but most people be like, that's what your preference is. That's what you like. And I think we've gotten into this weird place where because negativity sells on social media, the algorithm pushes this disagreement and so forth. It's prevented us, and I say us collectively, from actually understanding nuance. And when you lose nuance and you start to see things as your side, my side, you have to be against me because you're on that side, which is all a political ploy, by the way. Now you get into this weird world. That's my thing. Bubbly is W. I drink it all the time. Is it? Pepsi, I think. But you get what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. That's my thing about this. Not saying on every individual like, there's a middle ground. Yeah, but I think just the middle, like, the idea of a middle ground to me is like what does that even mean? Does it mean like you can understand both sides? Is that middle? Like, you know what I mean? I don't. Like, people would say Purple just because of who I am. Like, I get this sometimes. Like, Purple, you're super woke. Live in New York City, went to school, graduate degrees. I never really talk about my private romantic life, but there's a reason why I don't. And some other stuff, right? Person of color. Or the reason I said a person of color, people would be like, "You're woke." But at the end of the day, like at one point, like grew up in Texas, went to the army, deployed. Like, you know, I'll argue about high taxes all day long. I'm all about like self-responsibility. At one time, that was like considered conservative. So I don't, and there's a point where I'm just like, nah. All right, if you're against me, you're against me. If you're just gonna let me be, you're gonna let me be. Which one are you? The game isn't woke. It's the game based in Southern folklore, charm, and black heroine. If they chose a Yankee as the hero to draw in a bigger crowd, then it would be woke. I don't even know, but then what about in this Cowboy came by earlier, Simpleton, right? And he talked about he's like, oh, and he tried to compare this one to what's the one? Forspoken. And I'm like, that right there, that's what gets me. Cause like the voice acting isn't the same, the art style isn't. The only thing that's the same is you got like 2 interracial chicks so far. Like, cause like the way her grandmother was treating her, I don't know, but you got 2 interracial chicks. That's where that's where it ends, right? That chick's from like the Bronx, I think, or Harlem. I don't know. I think she's from Harlem. This girl's not. She's from Prospero. But woke people like that. Like that's my thing. Like I don't know. People say it. Forspoken is woke. How? Is when they make decisions to cater to a certain group, even when it doesn't make sense. But here's the thing with that, and I think people don't. The whole idea of that, because they got we talked about this before, right? They got upset with like Sweet Baby Ray about this, right? And when it came to Sweet Baby Ray, didn't have the decision to make the game. The people who made that decision, those weren't like the black community was like, give us Forspoken. And even when we talk about what they like, the game came out with bugs. That's the game still has bugs. People still like it, and I can understand. But to me, the voice acting was poor, story writing was poor, the gameplay was poor. I know some people like it, but I wouldn't say that's woke. I would just say that's an underfunded game. That's a game where they cut corners. That's a game where they didn't like weave it together. But instead of like focusing on investors that pulled back, Square Enix that had made tons of horrible decisions around this time, right? Go look, like it's Square Enix's game. You know what I mean? Look who works there. Look who they don't hire. What did they do? They scapegoated that game to say it's woke. And then when you say it's woke, then like who are they? Then they scapegoated this like group called Sweet Baby Inc. And it's like, no, it was like an underfunded game. Could it have been better if they had more money or if they had a clearer vision? That's how I look at that. So if I make a game about Nazis to cater races, is it woke? If you made a game about Nazis to cater about races, is it woke? Well, I don't know if a game about Nazis would cater to races. Like, isn't Indiana Jones about Nazis? But I think you're saying if you made a game where the heroine was a Nazi to cater to races, would it? No. What I would say is the game, I don't consider the game woke or not. What I do consider is like you developing the game and your intentions of developing that game. That's how I look at it. Like, who's making it and why did you make it? I don't know. What I've ever seen though is Dustborn. I don't know what Dustborn is. I don't know which one it is. It was meant as a rebuttal to Simpleton's comment. Oh. Forspoken is. Oh. I need to go watch Dustborn then. But I mean, it's like this. It's like Life is Strange, right? Or whatever the one that's on PlayStation. Which, by the way, did that one get released? Its second part, the one that just came out. What, PlayStation with the girls and they listen to a tape, and all this stuff. People would say that's a woke game. They just like, right? And I'm like, no, that's a game built for a certain audience. Like, you know, like it is it a game with LGBT ID? Like, yeah. That mean it's woke? No. Like I think woke is a made up concept. Like, woke is a term that was used to represent something else. And then so now racist people have taken that, not racist people, but people who were never about equality, diversity, or anything like that. And they've used it against the community. And so now they say all of that is woke. All that is that. And if you can't describe to me woke, you have to give me an example, but you can't define woke. If you're saying woke is pandering, just say pandering. Just say they're pandering to black people with Square Enix's game, which I don't think that's actually what they were doing. Like, I don't think black people were like, yo, let me go buy this game. Like, some of the most like misogynistic people are black men. You know what I mean? Is it like a decent game for some people? Yeah. And some people think it's a great game. But I just think it's a game. But when you start and I judge it based upon the game aspect, and I was like, yo, that voice acting was mid. Gameplay was mid. Even when I played it, it had a couple of like bugs in it. I thought the way she talked wasn't natural. Like the way this chick talks, Hazel, don't get me wrong, it's acting, but her dialect is a little bit more legitimate. As where in Forspoken, when that chick talks, I don't know no chick that talks like that. Like even the stuff she starts like saying, what that tells me is you skimped on your budget. You didn't go pay people. These people, they put all of their budget. You know where they put their budget. They put their budget in all this art style. They put the budget in the voice acting. They put the budget in the research. That's where they put the budget. Where did they cut? Gameplay. So, of course, it caters to people who like all that other stuff over gameplay. Woke doesn't mean what woke used to. Of course. 100%. Means you're becoming aware. Define woke. Is the left's version of the right's define woman? Wait, is define woke. Is the left's version of the right's define women? Say more. Are you talking about the trans issue? Because I think like we've talked about this. He's not. He didn't come by today, but we've talked about trans issues on this channel before. And I think that one's like something like, to me, the world does not lack a history of persecuting queer people, gay people, trans people, lesbians, asexual people, intersex people. Like that is a repeated practice all around the world. We just erase the history. We just are like, oh, that history never existed, blah, 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 blah. And so even the newest thing about like defining a woman, and people are like, it's always been defined this and this. And it's like, yo, that's actually false. That's actually false. Most cultures have historically had, like if you actually go past like Christian history, they've always had categories outside of just what we consider man and woman. But if that's what you're going towards, hey Vet, what's going on? Vet raid, woo! Woke is catch-all term for pandering to the cavalcade of national political issues. But the national issues, I think, so like I talked about this term, right? From George Orwell, right? Writer in 1984. I think it just captures everything correctly. All art is political. Right? All art is political. Or all art is... Actually, he doesn't say that. He says all art is propaganda. So it always has a message behind it. But not all propaganda is art. And the way I read that is like, yeah, you putting out like something random doesn't necessarily mean it's done in a unique way. And I think what people would call woke is some people understanding what the propaganda is, and then some people and not liking it, and then also some people saying, oh, you did your propaganda bad and it's bad art. That's how I see it. It's like Oscar Wilde when he says everything is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. Stuff like that. 1984 is great. Who's the top NES? Right here, Vet. I am. Why is everybody asking me this? I'm the top Contra player. Why can't I be the top Contra player? Is PlayStation woke? PlayStation. I don't know. It's state loin. Like a pork loin. PlayStation. Is it woke? I don't know, but it can become awake. I know I can put my PlayStation to sleep. Reddit is the only Contra player. Doubt it. Doubt it. Doubt it. Yes, because I tried to get everyone that owned a Trapper Keeper in the 90s to buy it. So it's woke? I don't know. I don't know about that. Phil put Stadia to sleep. Phil Harrison, yeah. He did. He did. No, I'm not going to blame him. Think about if you were Phil Harrison, what would you have done differently? I always think about that. I don't always think about that. I've thought about that like 3 times. And he's a corporate person. What do corporate people do? They take the fall for someone else's decision. I don't think Phil Harrison was like, yeah, let me join over here just so I can screw up a product and then fire myself. No, I think he was like, let me come over here. He overpromised something. He tried to get to fit. And at the end of the day, other people were like, we don't want to do that. The question I coined heavily by right-wingers was just what is a woman? And the idea is, unless you say woman is XX chromosomes, but if you define it by that, then it's transphobic. So I don't know. I think if you say a woman is XX chromosomes, I think you are right. A lot of women are XX chromosomes, but not all women are XX chromosomes, right? Like we know that. And so that's where I think like where there's like nuance, but there's people who literally are like, no. They're like, a woman is XX, you were born with a vagina and so forth and so on. Right? But we know that's not 100% true. It's not a black and white question. There's quite a bit of gray. So if there's quite a bit of gray, and then you start to bring up examples of that gray, and then you're like, yo, that's well because you brought up examples of that gray. Blah, 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 blah. Then it's like, okay, well, we can't have nuance. It's a lot easier to be against something than for something. Now, are there like trans people, or are there trans defenders, trans apologists, or whatever you want to call it, who are probably also misguided in their rebuttal? 100%. 100%. But at the same time, and I'm going to be 100% honest with people, this is what I told Severin, I've never encountered these people. Never. Like, have I seen TikTok videos of it? Or, like, have I seen some, like, random person? Yeah. But what I've also seen more of, like, I see trans people getting killed. I see trans people in homeless shelters. I see trans people ridiculed. I see trans people, like, doing a lot of things. So it's like, okay. And then on the other side, I just see people who are angry. There's a guy in our community. Sometimes I've done a shade of purple with him. His name is Jazzy. I'll never forget it. It happened like 4 months ago. I was on Cowboy Stream. And we were talking about a game, and this guy just went on this random rant about trans people. And I'm like, yo, we weren't even talking about, like, we were talking like about a racing game. And this dude went on this entire tangent. And then that's when I realized this is something else that's going on. Iniok, what's going on? There are women with XY. Yeah, there's guys with XY. Like, I was actually like, someone asked it, and it's like, yeah, depending on how you define it, there are like 40 variations of gender based upon DNA alone. What do you call that? Is that all men, all women? And then some people are going to be like, yeah, it's super rare. Like, trans people are super rare. They're like less than 1%. Well, no, they're like even super more rare. Okay, I don't care how rare they are. The fact of the matter is they exist. And so if I put a trans person in a game or if a TV show has a trans character, for one, what's the story about? So there was a show that came out a few years ago. I only watched the first season of it. Pose. That was the whole thing about trans and gay people. That story's never... What shows like that? Are they pandering? Are they shoving it down? No, that's just like telling a story that's kind of unique. I thought that was a cool I think that was a cool thing. The thing with trans is that it's not about DNA. It's about how you feel. I think even that though, like, to your question about what is a woman, right? The people who say what is a woman are going to default to DNA, right? That's what they're going to say. Trans people are going to default. It becomes this nature versus nurture question. And if you ask someone 150 years ago, what is a man, what is a woman, they would not tell you XY chromosomes. And if you ask someone even further before then, they would say, no, there are anomalies before then. And so that's when someone says, what is your, it's like we have like absolutely figured out what makes a man, makes a woman. And I don't even want to like get to that. My thing is like, can we treat them with respect? Can we treat people with the way they want to be treated? Or is that woke? Because that's the golden rule is literally treat others the way you want to be treated. Or it's something about silence. But I'm going to say the golden rule is about treat people the way you want to be treated. What comes after that? If I say I'm Audrey or I say I'm Julia, or I say I'm Johnny, or I say I'm Brian, or I say I'm Jennifer, or I say I'm Crystal, or I say she, her, they, them, he, her, or whatever, right? If I say that, and I treat you the way you want to be, whatever, and you say you're Stephanie or whoever, then that's how I'm going to treat you, right? Or am I wrong? Exactly. Exactly. But would that be what we call gender today? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's always evolving. Science is always evolving. Like, y'all call me Purple. You think my name's Purple? I mean, XX 99% of the time lines up with what's between your legs. Okay, then what about that? What about that 1%? That's where I guess where I'm coming down. What about that 1%? I don't know. That's how I guess that's how I like break it down. Tally Darkstar, what's going on? It isn't purple. Starts with a P though. Nah. Starts with an S. The 1% I am with. But if you're not able to define something, it's hard to champion for it. But I think okay, cool. So like woke and anti-woke, right? No, but let's stick with that. That's fine. But can we not agree that like people should be treated with respect? Let's just start there, right? Do you think Rhetorical question. Do you think people who are different right now, trans, Jewish people, people with disabilities, people who are on autistic spectrum, do you think poor people, incarcerated people, recently incarcerated people, you think they're all treated with respect? Immigrants? No. I can 100% tell you no. But right now, and that's why, like, you would be like, Purple, you're woke, right? And then what I would say is, like, just because I want to treat people with respect, I'm woke. Is that it? Penelope? No, I said an S. It's an S. It's an S. My last name starts with a P. %. I don't think most anti-woke people are against trans people or gay people. Not to crap on religion, but I think that's more religious pushing that stuff. But that's, you would think that. I just saw something with Asmongold today. Went on a whole tangent about trans people. No? I mean, maybe it not happen today. Maybe an old clip. He said, like, he was saying that most of, like, mentally ill parents, he's going after their parents. He's going after all these different things. If you look at the most successful commercial that they said during this last political season was about trans people. If you look at the polling, Pew Research, it's the one I was looking at, they would say a lot of people are against trans people. A lot of people are against immigrants. Do you think the way we're treating immigrants in the United States is with respect and dignity? No. Like, I can tell you that, no. And a lot of the people who feel this don't even come across immigrants. A lot of people who feel this don't even come across trans people. And I don't care if you're saying it's religious people or not religious people. My point is, if the golden rule is treat people with respect, and we are allowing entire groups of people to be mistreated, that's my problem. That is the bigger offense. I don't care if a person who says there's something and it's really not. I don't care what it is. I don't care if someone who's like, you're illegal or not. I don't care what it is. Because at the end of the day, we can all agree that people should be treated with respect 100%. That's the foundation. Respect doesn't trump safety, rights, laws, in my opinion. But we have laws to protect rights, and we have laws to protect safety. If someone breaks a law, someone protects a right, someone for any of that, we have laws in place for that. Leaving out the illegal term. Because I think the illegal term, when I first came, it wasn't illegal. We started saying illegal in the early 2000s. That's the truth. We started calling it illegal. And why did they do it? Go look it up. Why did they start calling people illegal immigrants? Let me tell you, it wasn't about respect. It was about demonizing immigrants. And it's not just about illegal immigrants or undocumented workers, right? Just the whole term, you're illegally here. But yet we have rules for asylum. Now we can debate, does everybody deserve asylum? Does everybody not? We can debate that. But the fact that you're just now saying all these people are illegal, which 100 years ago, all those people were brought in, I don't know. It's not a parallel argument there. I compare somebody's, you're not hurting me. So WTF, do I care how someone identifies? they're human, and so I'll treat them as Tally Darkside. I wish more people took your. I wish more people would take it. I totally agree. Countries have laws to protect people. If entire groups of people break the laws set in place to protect people, what law is being broken? What entire group of people is not being protected by the law? And I don't think immigration is about protecting people. I don't think immigration has ever been about protecting people. Not in this country. No. Maybe in another country. But immigration has always been about identity. He brought up the I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think she is. She could be. We haven't got to that story yet. Watch that be like the second. Nah, it's not the second chapter. I know for a fact it's not. It might be the third. I haven't got to the third chapter yet. But no. Decoy asked the question like, "What is a woman?" Like he said, like that question. And so then I went to the trans question. That because the people who usually ask that, they're going to take a trans angle. And since we are already talking about respect, I thought it was a good place to go. Right? Whether a law was or wasn't broken. Okay. It's like the bad apple thing. If you have 100 apples and one is poison, would you feed your family apples from that bag? That's a push against illegal immigration in my opinion. No. Because if it was about illegal immigration in this country, they would be targeting all immigrants who are here illegally. But they ain't targeting Australians. You know what I mean? They're not targeting the Spaniards. Heck, they're not even targeting Chinese nationals. If it was truly about that, they would also not be targeting the people here on student visas. No. It's not about that. It never has been about that. If it's about, oh, they're breaking laws when they get here, and and the arguments, well, the initial law they broke was when they came over. But if you actually followed the debate, you know what I mean? Because I remember when amnesty was offered by the Reagan administration. Like, a lot of people were like, that's the way to go. Like, there was a certain contingent that said that. Like, we got away from just any type of immigration law. Because there is immigration law. Right? We've totally missed that. And now it's become this thing where you broke the law versus you didn't. It's been a slippery slope to that. We've underfunded the immigration, the groups, the governmental groups that are so supposed to be processing immigration. We've now called them already illegal, no matter how they came here. But actuality is there are laws on the books. That's why when you say like they're here illegal, no, there's laws on the books on how to deal with them. But if we're like, no, what we've actually said is they need to stay in Mexico while they process their case, and then we don't process their case. That's what's going on. So with the answer being not to fix, just to fix the system? No, because the whole point is you don't want them here. And if you get to the root cause of why they don't want them here and why they are targeting certain immigrants who are here versus who are not, who are here illegally versus other immigrants who are here illegally. And this isn't a news flash. This isn't like woke politics, right? It literally comes down to, what do you think the identity of the United States is? Prove me wrong. Sure, you may find some person who dresses it all up, but if you actually go down to the root cause, who's been using the terms like illegal, who've been using the terms like they've been sucking off the system, who've been using the type of language like they don't pay into the system, who've been using the thing that they're all rapists or murderers or committing crimes when they come over. If you go back and look at who's been using that type of language the entire time, it's been one group. Now it's just flourished everywhere else, and then we tell certain groups that, like, hey, they're taking your job. So we get those people against immigrants or some other groups. Hey, Fast, what's going on? Fast, this is too grown for you. Leave. I think it's crazy when you have an immigrant whore in the country, yet have been paying taxes and stuff in your country. Who? Immigrant whore or immigrant? Immigrant whore? Like a whore who's an immigrant? I don't know. So in your opinion, what benefit does America or whatever gain from kicking illegal immigrants out? Theoretically, you keep the country a little less brown and a little bit more not brown. Obama used the term illegal before Trump, so I don't think the term is the thing to focus on. Yeah, but they used the term before Obama too. Like, I don't that doesn't, like, I don't know what that means. Who are? Whore. Oh, who are? It's like an immigrant. I was like, what are you saying? I think I was following you. I was like, an immigrant whore? What I think is crazy is when you have immigrants who are in the country illegally and paying taxes. Is like, yeah. I don't think it's crazy. I think that's what happens. I think if you bring people over here, they're going to like pay into the system. They want to be in the system. And they're going to do horrible jobs. Like, the jobs people don't want. So what benefit does it have? Like I said, I don't think the benefit is an economic benefit. I think the benefit is a cultural one, and it's a certain cultural one that they're pushing. Do I think the benefits of having them here outweigh the benefits of kicking people out? Yes. This is why the EU is kind of having the problem they have. Yeah, all I care about is my scrambled eggs, Fall Guys, and most importantly, basketball. What do you think about the Final Four? Stop clubbing baby seals. That would be. That's what the. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. When there's laws in the country about people clubbing baby seals, you just says the term is used for one side. If you look, that's why I said about Obama. Yeah, but I think Obama. If you look about when Obama said it, and more importantly about the term, because I think terms change. Woke has changed. But if you look at who traditionally has been pushing the narrative of what an illegal immigrant is, right? Obama is like, sure, he used the term, but I don't think Obama was saying that they were racist. I mean, that they were rapists. I don't think he was saying that there were murderers. I don't think he was saying that they milk off the system. I don't think he was targeting like immigrants from Central and South America and or island nations that just so happen to have black people. Like, I don't think he was saying that. But the term that's being used now, like your woke term, means what? Who are they going after? Who did they say that they were going after? Gang members, drug dealers, rapists, murderers, people milking off the system. What was the language used? And who have they targeted? Everyone. Doesn't matter if you're working or not working. Even some people are here legally. Doesn't matter if you're here legally or not. If we don't like you, we are sending you back. 2025 draft is gonna be stacked. You think so? With who? Cooper? Are you a Cooper fan? I need some new glasses. Why? I just got these glasses. I am pro immigration. 1,000. Just you know, I had a coach and he's like, you can't do 200%. You can only do 100%. I don't know. That's one of those. I just remember that. I think it should be easier to get immigrate, and if it was easier, you wouldn't have so many people illegally crossing. Yeah, Decoy, that's a woke. Stop it, Decoy, you sound woke. We have organized crime. Yes, we do, Simpleton. Y'all know I have issues with the orcs. The orcas. But we all know they're called killer whales. We know this. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about orcas. Are they not sinking boats off of Spain? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I got Florida winning though. You do. My mom hates Florida. My mom hates it. She's gonna watch the game too. We're from Houston. I don't think we're that like huge U of H fans, but she hates Florida. And she was sad that South Carolina didn't win. I'm like, Mom, you've never been to South Carolina. Not saying he was. I was just saying the term illegal is not coined by one side. Oh, yeah. No, I think it was originally coined by one side. I do think originally it was coined by one side. And that side had always started saying, associating immigration with a lot of illegal acts. And then eventually someone said, let's start calling it illegal immigrants. Because if you go back to the 90s, the term wasn't really well used back then. It wasn't until the early 2000s that we started using the term illegal immigrant. And I'm not going to say Obama was like the woke. Like Obama was like kind of conservative. Back in 2007, the progressives were not rushing to President Obama. Yeah, promise you that. In recent years, the term has been used to villainize certain groups of people. Yes, 100. In Canada, at least where I live, people joke about Canadian conservative equals American liberal. I think I joked with you on that. I think I joked with you on that. But no, but that's the thing. Like, what conservative means, what conservative and liberal means is so many different things in different parts of the world, in different parts of the state. Like things that were conservative, like tariffs. Tariffs was traditionally like a liberal position. And free trade was a conservative position. That's why you have like the Cato Institute, which is like a super like, they call themselves a libertarian think tank, but they're really like a conservative think tank. They're like going crazy right now. You know, immigration, another one. Immigration used to be a conservative issue, not a liberal issue. But it changed. Civil rights, like what we call, who was a Republican, who was a Democrat? That's flipped. Like that's why but what hasn't flipped are the motivations behind why people are doing and what they're doing. To me, that's always been central. And you have to talk about the motivations and where the motivations came from. And to me, there's a few original strands of motivations in this country. There's a capitalistic strand in this country. Capitalism at all costs. There's another one that's about freedom of religion. And not just freedom of religion, but freedom to that. And I guess there's different paths that take. And some of those are very much colliding, just like in capitalistic ideas. Some of those are very much colliding. And then there's this other issue, which is the idea of what America stands for. That people like, those are there's some type of permutation of those three things. And that kind of defines the vast majority of like everything. I love Florida. I know a girl from Miami who looked like J-Lo. Great dancer. Rape. Ooh, south of Tariff? What? Oh my goodness, Ron. Oh my goodness. Nah, man. No, I'm serious. I gotta go, man. I gotta beat the game. Good conversation though. But that's South of Midnight. I'll be playing it. If I can't play fast, I may be going to DC on the 27th. So let me talk. I'm talking to Fast like he's an adult. I'm like, Fast, the appointment we had on the 27th for Fall Guys tournament might be. And Fast like, I just want to play purple. I just want to get my $25. I will be playing it next week. Yeah, Rouser, good luck with it. Game Pass, y'all want to play it? Game Pass. Thanks for the conversation. I know it's late. That was a good conversation. And since I'm playing the game that people say is woke, I thought it was a good conversation. But like I said, I'm going to be pushing back a little bit more, just because I think if who is to provide another, I'm not saying I'm the right voice or the left voice or the liberal one, the conservative one. I'm just my voice, and if those line up in a certain way, you can take it. But I don't think there's enough discourse, especially in the gaming space, from people like me to talk about topics and to articulate the topic like I articulate it. So apologies in advance of that, but is what it is. All right. With that said, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, the proof is in the playing. Peace out. Let me be your voice. Average Twitter you. All right, later, y'all. Peace. Oh, yeah. I think this is the one I have the cool outro music. No, I don't think this one has the good outro music. Maybe it does.